It's been a while since Yellowstone Season 5 Part 1 has come to an end. Even though the season was mediocre at best in comparison to the previous ones, the ending of it was absolutely thrilling. In the end, we witnessed the total division of the Dutton family as they stopped fighting with real enemies for the sake of bringing down each other. John and Beth form an alliance against Jamie, who is cooperating with the market equities against his family. Even though it seems like one or the other will be dead at the end of Part 2 of the series, things are never as easy as they seem in Yellowstone. We still believe that one of them will end up in the train station, but not the one you all suspect to be. Beth Dutton is one of the most iconic characters of Yellowstone. She is played by British actress Kelly Riley and is the daughter of John Dutton, the patriarch of the powerful Dutton family who control the largest contiguous ranch in the United States. Beth is a complex and ruthless character who is fiercely loyal to her family and will do whatever it takes to protect them and their way of life. She is a shrewd businesswoman and often serves as her father's right-hand woman in running the ranch and dealing with their many enemies. She is not afraid to use any means necessary to protect her family's interests, including lying, cheating, and even resorting to violence. She often uses sarcasm and dry humor as a coping mechanism and can be dismissive and cutting toward those she views as beneath her. Despite her tough exterior, Beth also has moments of vulnerability, particularly when it comes to her relationships with her family members, especially her father John. Last but certainly not least, Beth struggles with addiction and self-destructive behavior, including drinking and reckless sexual behavior, which often causes her personal and professional relationships to suffer. Overall, she is an icon we all love to hate while secretly admiring more than any other character. That being said, we don't think she will have a happy ending at the end of the series. In fact, beyond that, she will probably be the character with the most tragic ending that will devastate us all. We are all familiar with Beth's animosity with Jamie. She blames him for her shortcomings in having a baby, among many other things that happened to the Duttons. In Beth's eyes, there is no one worse than Jamie, and he deserves nothing good in this life. Interestingly enough, John isn't exactly on board with Beth on this. When Beth forced Jamie to kill his biological father, John got concerned that she will harm Jamie as well. He sat outside of the ranch until the morning, waiting desperately to hear that Jamie is fine. "Despite everything, he is my son, and I can't help but love him," he said. Then, when he became the governor by invading Jamie's rights, he still insisted on Beth acting respectfully toward his brother. In a very slight way, John has always protected Jamie from Beth, even though he is almost never on board with Jamie's actions. We believe John has a soft spot for Jamie in his heart, which will always stop him from harming Jamie. When it comes to John's feelings toward Beth, though, things get a little bit more complicated. Yes, John loves Beth for sure and considers her his #1 confidant. They are more best friends than father and daughter, and we love that dynamic. Still, John is also very much critical of Beth, to the point of being cruel towards her at times. Since he is holding Beth to a very high standard, when she fails to meet that standard, John becomes very harsh on her. Do you remember how he acted toward her when she was disrespectful to Summer Higgins? He almost cut her off from the Dutton household, which is just huge. Even though these seem slight actions, we believe they overshadow how John would act in case of a true showdown between Jamie and Beth. It's very much likely for Yellowstone Season 5 Part 2 to throw a curve and reveal a major secret of Beth that will put her into the target seat. Jamie is already hoping to get rid of her. All he has to do is to take John at his side. Now, John may seem fond of Beth, but he is not the one to tolerate her over-the-top actions. If Beth goes too far in her fight against Jamie, it is very much likely for John to turn against her and try to protect Jamie instead. If Beth loses her control, John might even be forced to take her to the train station to put an end to the misery of the Dutton family. After all, there is nothing more important than the Yellowstone Ranch and the Dutton family. In comparison to these two major things, individual characters seem like minor concerns that are disposable, including Beth. Of course, John would not dirty his hands for such a job. Instead, he would order Rip to go after Beth. This would force Rip to question whether his loyalty lies with Beth or John. And we all know that Rip is always more loyal to John than Beth. He might be in love with Beth, but this doesn't mean that he has a deep resentment towards her for years of emotional torture. John, on the other hand, has been a father to him, which is just irreplaceable. In the end, we will watch Beth being taken to the train station by the man he loves more than anything in this world. And let's be honest, this is a very poetic, Shakespearean ending to the character, and we are already obsessed with it. Do you think Beth will end up at the train station? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. Thank you for watching. See you soon.